Hi, Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha is Parashat Acharei Kedoshim, in which we receive the injunction, Kedoshim tihiyu, we must be holy. And to be a holy nation, many people think this refers mostly to the ritual laws. But if we look at our Parsha, we actually see that in addition to a few ritual laws and prohibitions, we actually also have many civil and social prohibitions and mitzvot aseh, positive mitzvot that we must do in order to achieve holiness, teaching us that actually the way we treat each other is the way we are holy, not just the things we do in our ritual lives. One of the mitzvot I'd like to focus on is actually a mitzvah that precedes a very famous pasuk, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, that we must love our neighbor as we love ourselves. But the beginning of that pasuk, actually in Vayikra, Parak Yoetzet, chapter 19, pasuk Yudchet, verse 18, says, Lo tikom ve'lo titor et bnei amecha, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha ani Hashem. Do not take vengeance nor bear any grudge against the people of your nation, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Interestingly, this idea of not bearing grudges or taking vengeance is sometimes at odds with some of the other mitzvot that we have, especially a social construct of arei miklat, a place of refuge, because if somebody does accidentally murder someone, there is this idea of vengeance. So how do we reconcile these different types of mitzvot? The Ramban, Nachmanides, one of our medieval commentators, actually has a very fascinating insight. He says that this prohibition against bearing grudges or not taking vengeance does not actually refer to matters of life and death or even monetary matters in civil court. Rather refers solely to the things that happen to us day to day, the petty squabbles that can sometimes cause strife and discord amongst our people. That it's really talking about if someone, in class asks you to borrow a pen and you forget to return it, the next time that they ask you, you shouldn't bear a grudge and not lend them your pen. And interestingly, it seems that this is such a minute, this limiting this scope makes it seem like a very small mitzvah, a very small prohibition. What's the purpose of this prohibition at all? But I think what it's teaching us is a very deep insight that the way that we love somebody else as ourselves is actually to treat them in the small ways, in the deepest way of respect, and forgiving the pettiness and small things that are probably mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we all have missteps in our lives, and sometimes do things that we regret that are minute and minor. And the Torah is telling us the way to get over these things is actually to let them slide, to not bear grudges and let them lead to other actions that could actually escalate these tiny mistakes into larger ones. So the Torah gives us a beautiful message that the way to be holy is the way we treat people, and not just in the big ways, but actually in the small, everyday interactions that we have. Shabbat Shalom.